Kendall, could we spend a moment talking about Facebook Express Wi-Fi? So Cambium is far and away the largest deployment of Facebook's Express Wi-Fi in Africa. And Tizeti was one of our early adopters, early customers of the Express Wi-Fi value proposition. Maybe you can describe for our guests here today, how did Express Wi-Fi affect your business and what were you able to do with it?
So let me talk a little bit about what Facebook Express Wi-Fi is. So Facebook Express Wi-Fi is a partnership with Facebook and Tizeti, where we deploy data cap plans, very affordable data cap plans, way cheaper than what you can get from any telco carrier in Nigeria. We're able to achieve that by using super capital efficient equipment that we get from Cambium. So we deploy an access point, a Cambium access point to a retailer, and then they can then sell or dispense Wi-Fi using Facebook Express Wi-Fi. So the retailer can vend Wi-Fi, and these are cheap plans. You can think about it as the bulk of the market in Africa is at the lower end of the market. Mm-hmm. So where normally our ARPU for our fixed wireless is $30, we're leaving out a whole section of people who couldn't serve out from our towers. But with Facebook Express Wi-Fi, we can then do the same kind of setup we would typically have done in a home, but this time we would put up a Cambium access point there, and then the customer can then just connect to it with any Wi-Fi enabled phones. And over the last couple of years, we've seen the cost of phones with Wi-Fi go down significantly. So you can have, for less than $20 now, you can get a Wi-Fi enabled phone, an Android phone in Africa. And so this immediately opened up that phase of the market. I remember us getting to 200K in about a year. It was a big deal for us. 200K users are connected to Facebook Express Wi-Fi, and then right now we're talking about 10x that amount since 2017. Wow. And the good thing about Facebook Express Wi-Fi, which is why it's also near and dear to me, is it also provides revenue to the retailers themselves, because they get a commission for selling the Wi-Fi for us. So it's a win-win situation where they get this additional service they can offer. These are typical mom and pop stores in a dense area like you saw earlier. And the revenue helps a lot. It also attracts customers to whatever their primary business is. We've seen retailers start off with one shop and then come into a neighboring shop and expand into the Express Wi-Fi into that. And we're now seeing super retailers that have a number of these locations. We have about 3,000 of this deployed. Wow. And it's sustainable too, because if you look at the history of Wi-Fi, like I said, from when I wrote out that thesis on Wi-Fi 802.11b GN, there's been a number of trials at this public Wi-Fi thing in the past, but this Express Wi-Fi is one of the ones that's been self-sustaining. Most public Wi-Fi projects in the past, because of the mix of the technology, ability, but what we've now seen is past 802.11n, you're now seeing, and obviously a lot to do with Cambium's history of providing wireless too. We're now seeing that we can now deploy this public Wi-Fi hotspots across, so whether it's in the airport or it's Express Wi-Fi, as the case may be, we're now able to then have people just be 50 meters from an AP accessing Wi-Fi, cheap Wi-Fi.